Hey there! How y'all doing? Hope y'all feeling well. It's a new year. It's a brand new day. Hope y'all waking up feeling good. Man, you know some weird stuff that I found out in my life? Some people find it as a weird turn on and entertainment watching people fighting for their lives. I said, you know, that's strange. Because sometimes I felt like I have been fighting for mine, you know, this whole entire time, given the fact that I'm growing up in my life, you know, becoming my own man. I'm like, yo, I really feel like that's what I have been doing. And it's like I didn't get no recognition for it or anything. It was just, you gotta do what you gotta do. You're supposed to do this. It's supposed to happen to you. You're a man. Men are gonna go through all kinds of shit, man. It's gonna be stuff that you just not gonna understand to the highest of your humanly capabilities. Your human capabilities, man. Sorry, it's just gonna get to a limit. It's gonna get to a point. It's gonna happen to everybody. Oh my gosh. No, like, sorry. It's crazy because as much as I've been getting up on my day-to-day basis, like working, seeing the world, going to my jobs, doing what I do best on a regular basis, it's like I got to my routine and I got my game plan going. I never thought that I would finally see my game plan in its effect. Being able to be on the Twitch streams, being able to keep my jobs, and wake up positive because I'm in a better position than when I was years ago. It's like a gradual wake up to it, because I get hit with a lot of like memories, and those memories really like take me back, and I keep thinking so far back, and it makes me feel more at home since, well, this is basically my own sanctuary, so it's supposed to be my home. So to make it feel more like home for me, the memories that are always coming to me allow me to remember that I'm still on this earth, to be able to see those specific places that I can remember. I would be taking walks and traveling to places that I used to live at and just remembering the stuff that used to go on when I used to live in this place. I used to go here, certain places, like certain homes, like daycares, you know, old schools. It's just taking that time to get up and start moving and just seeing how much the world has changed since you were following a set path, you know, as a child, to now you're free to go. You can do whatever you want. You can go look at whatever you want. And I'm like, time has passed so much. And realizing what I've been doing in my own time for my life, it's been nothing but good things. And that's what everybody's been telling me. I've been doing nothing but good things. I ain't been doing nothing wrong. I'm straight. I'm always fine. That's what everybody tells me. And it's like, right. I tell myself that, looking at myself in the mirror when I wake up. I'm like, I am straight. I'm smiling. It's like I got money in my pocket. I got money in my bank account. I know when I get my checks. It's like I see the progression in my personal business. Everything is great. So now it's just time. All right. Now I gotta manage time. Let me figure out what to do. Let me figure out how to manage all this. And once I understand timing, everything will be the way it will be. Timing was the key. Patience. Number one thing about understanding timing is that you gotta sit and be patient. If you have the patience, then you'll understand how timing works. So I have constantly been taught patience, and I have been told repeatedly to just keep patient, like making sure that I pace myself and not rush, because that was always an issue. usually as a child, a lot of us used to rush. Used to rush into things, swearing that we was always ready, that we was about it, that we could do it, and that we was gonna do it, and that when it was time for it, we just acted off impulse. But it wasn't like it was off of like a trained thought. It was just impulse, like, all right, now's the chance, now's the opportunity, let me do it now. But you don't know if that's gonna be a live or die situation. You don't know if that's gonna be like is this gonna be actually worth doing something for, or is it just gonna be for a fulfilling moment? Like, and then afterwards, it's like, what happens after that? It was just a live within the moment type of deal. Like, the excitement was there in that brief second. It needed to be, and then bam, good. It's like now all of a sudden, that's what was needed. It was that shocking excitement. Like, it just has to come so shocking, like a Buddhist palm to the chest, like it has to come like that to just be like, ah, yes. Weird, cause I'm like, ah, shit, damn, fuck have I been doing? Swear I was doing all that shit ever since I walked out the door. I had to literally prepare that shit when I walked out the door. Knowing what I was going to experience out here, I had to prepare that shit left and right. Like, alright, gotta prepare the form, gotta make sure I pull the right thrust, and all that stuff, man, because it's like, you want to be sure to deal damage out here. I've been playing other games when I do my Twitch streaming to separate me from League of Legends, and it had like cleared my mind, because my mind was stuck on one game, and I was making content for that game for so much time. I had to finally like break away and jump into games that I knew best, that I was playing back in my youth years before I became a 24-year-old. I was like, yo, I really got back into this, because being on PC, I didn't think that I could. I thought that you had to stay on console to be able to play these games, because they didn't port, they didn't make a PC port. Some games that I enjoyed on console, they weren't portable on PC, they weren't made on PC. So when I just stuck with PC in my life, I just started looking into games, finding games that I can just add on to my PC, make sure that my PC is fast enough to run it, so I can have that nostalgic always with me everywhere I go, so I can always feel fine. And I'm like, let me just play this game that I used to play. This game specifically used to actually take away my stress mysteriously. Like, a hard game that I used to play as a child that used to make me cry because I couldn't beat it, and I was struggling because I couldn't pace myself sometimes, and I couldn't read directions right. I couldn't like understand the visual examples of how to like do something, how to demonstrate into me, and I'm failing input after input. It's shit like that frustrated me, because I'm feeling like I'm stupid. Like, yo, I'm not stupid. I know I can do this. Like, stop playing with me. But then it's just a game. It's like, chill. It's just a game. Like, come back later when you got a refreshed mind. Eat something. Take a walk. Drink some water, something like that. Have a conversation with somebody, and then come back to it, and then bam. There was a combo that I had always had found myself practicing in the basement when I was a kid. In Tekken, if anybody's familiar with Tekken, which is my favorite fighting game franchise, Tekken 6, there was a combo that I was practicing with the character Kazuya, and it was a sample combo before I had access to the internet, and I had to like just be reliant on just visual like demonstrations on how to input combos, or what moves that you have to memorize to be able to chain. When you play fighting games that have like a long move list, and you understand how to chain certain moves to make combos happen, that stuff takes a lot of time, hours, practice, and a lot of like, you gotta have that visual memory of knowing how to like hit at that right time, at the precise time, so you can chain the next hit and deal the maximum amount of damage. So it's been such a crazy game of patience with me, and it's been so fun because I've been seeing the rewards for just being patient every time, because it was always expected that I was going to be patient for all this stuff, because I used to be someone that rushed, and I used to watch myself trip and fall because I rushed. So being told time and time again to stop rushing, pace yourself, you start to lean back and it starts to all make sense to you, because once you stop rushing forward thinking you know it, that's when you can fall back and figure it all out, so you don't feel stupid anymore. So life lessons have been keeping me afloat all this time, and I'm very thankful for all the people I've came across in my life that gave me real life lessons and real talks to just keep me motivated to keep doing what I'm doing and keep me up and keep me smiling, because it makes no sense to stay down, and it makes no sense to stay in a dark world and dark clouds all above you, all because of just your mood. Like, yeah, people be like, shit happens, and that's what they're always going to tell you, is just shit happens. It happened to me. It happened the worst way to me. It happened even worse than it happened to you. And I'm like, here's the thing though. I do got a right to speak, you know? It's like, I got a voice too, but I guess it's one of those voices that it's now becoming irritating to hear, or it's becoming tiring to hear, because the voice just keeps on going and can keep on going because of how prepared he has been and how well taught and well trained he has been. And it's like, it's not my fault for being smart. It's not my fault for being obedient and being a good listener. And it's not my fault for understanding the error of my ways on my own with nobody's help. Just by going through my own memories and seeing what I did wrong, replaying the wrongs, and then learning how to reverse it into the rights that it should have been during that time frame. It was like a time paradox thing, like, gotta jump back in time to a previous you. Remember what you used to look like, what you used to do, and what you used to say. Now, look back at that previous you and remember what changed about that. What changed about you? Well, the previous me had the dreads and I got that off. But I was like, there was a previous me who didn't have the dreads till I grew up and learned how to grow my own hair out. There was a previous me, and I was like, that was the me that actually needed to come back. And that was the one that had the most voice. Later in my years, adolescence into young adult years, I just became the naturally quiet, shy guy with the hood over his head and stayed in the corner and said, I'm good, I'm fine. But everybody looks at him like, nah, he needs something. And then I ended up saying, yeah, I needed everything. So this is why I hear every time I go in at work, give this man anything he wants, man. Anything you want, let me know, man. I'm like, thank you. As soon as I walk in the building, he's like, let me know, man, if you need anything, I got you. I'm like, I appreciate it. I can talk about my problems here. I can let y'all know when something's going on. I can clear my thoughts. I can focus on positive things and make positive impacts in this world now. And I just keep getting good feedback. So it's like, what more can you want out of life when you just keep getting good feedback for the life that you are already living? And what more can you say when you just know how to live good and appreciate life for what it is every single day you wake up? Because all this shit could have been taken away, like I was already told in the very beginning, before I even could fucking breathe. So I hope you guys have a wonderful 2023, man. Because I really, really want to see everybody win.